Hello and welcome to GC360, where news comes full circle. I'm Jessica Vickers.
And I'm Cole Rogers. On today's episode of GC360, a recent event has led to racial concerns at Georgia College. We'll have students' thought on how we can prevent racism on campus.
The campus carry bill also has people talking. We'll tell you what they're saying.
And are you familiar with what to do if a fire breaks out? Well, we'll tell you all you need to know on the steps to take. All that and more on this edition of GC360. A shocking report has come to our attention. A group of African-American high school students were touring Georgia College, led by a student ambassador, when a racial slur was hurled at them. GC360's Rhea Delicate has the story.
Prospective students were being given a tour of the den when someone made a racial slur. The young people being shown around were predominantly African-American. Dylan Johnstone heard about this incident and decided to inform the rest of the student body. His Facebook post in the popular group Bobcats Meet received 220 likes, 55 shares, and 24 comments.
There was a group of students who were touring at Georgia College, and they were all people of color, and when they came down into the den, somebody threw out the N-word. Why isn't it a public discussion at Georgia College? Because it's something that needs to be addressed. Every single Georgia College student, that goes to this school is going to be defined by the few who do think that saying things like that is agreeable.
While Dylan Johnstone is the one who brought attention to this issue, many other students were concerned about the incident. Tristan Watson is one of the many people who commented on Dylan's post on Facebook.
Initially, when I heard it happened, I wasn't necessarily concerned with the fact that it affected, students here. I was more so concerned with the fact that these are prospective students who want to come to our campus. And now they would never really want to come here. And here at Georgia College, we already struggle with a diversity problem. So understanding that students who would have thought that Georgia College might have been their dream college, that would have been shattered immediately solely because someone decided to call them the N-word. It's not necessarily that Georgia College tolerates it, it's just that the students don't really have much education on it.
A similar incident happened when the popular app Yik Yak came to campus 2 years ago, prompting outrage and conversations around campus. The fact that something like this has happened again raises the question, does Georgia College have a race problem? And if a problem does exist, what is being done about it?
Moving forward, we hope that incidents like this never happen again. I'm Rhea Delicate from GC360.
Governor Nathan Deal is considering whether to sign the so-called Campus Carry Act into law. The bill would allow anyone 21 and over with a permit to carry handguns on any campus in the state system, including Georgia College. The bill cleared the legislature despite strong opposition from the university system and law enforcement officials. It would make Georgia the 9th state to legalize the concealed carry of weapons on college campuses. Students' opinions of the issue is mixed.
Solve the problem that they're trying to solve. Solve other problems, but also my stance on it is pretty neutral, and I'm not really against it or for it. I do believe that it will enable some people to feel a little safer on campus.
Georgia College is reaffirming its qualms about the bill. And now we have two guests with us to discuss the issue further. Juawn Jackson, president of the student government organization on campus. Welcome to GC360.
Thank you for having me.
And Dr. Alesa Liles, assistant professor of criminal justice. Thanks for joining us. And let me start by asking both of you, what are y'all's positions on the campus carry bill, if you'd like to go first?
Well, I personally do not support it, and many of my colleagues, most of the faculty on campus, feel the same way.
Okay, and you?
So in the Student Government Association, we recently conducted a poll to figure out what our students thought about it. And the results showed that 54% of our students felt that with the passage of this bill, that they would feel less safe if the bill passed. So therefore, we are opposed to the current language in the bill, and we support the current law as it currently states.
Okay, good. And what do you think are the specific dangers that the bill poses?
Well, there's quite a few. Here on our campus, I think, as he stated, most of the students don't think this would make them feel safer, and that's what the goal of the bill is supposed to be, right? So if they don't feel safer, that in itself is an issue. And then I think faculty also don't necessarily feel comfortable with all of our students, or a majority of the students, having guns on campus in very volatile situations. There's lots of different aspects you can bring into that, especially in controversial topics that we talk about in classes. What could happen if a student has a weapon? What could happen if a student is upset about a grade? Lots of different scenarios you can play over and over again on our campus.
That is very true, very true. And what, Juawn, do you think about the argument that says an armed population is a safer population?
Right. With the argument, I believe that that we should definitely listen to the advice of our trained, certified police officers. Our campus officers, they know what they're doing. They're trained, and they are able to handle the safety of our student body. So we should listen to the advice of them and to take heed of their advice when moving forward on this issue.
And Dr. Liles, what do you think students should do if they want to voice their opinion about the bill?
I think first and foremost is bringing it up in class. That's the first available position. And then call the governor's office. That's always available. I know I myself and several other faculty members have done so. There are petitions that you can sign. All of those are options available to the regular student body.
Okay, good. And what do you think?
Yes, I think our students definitely should get involved and talk to their state legislators and let them know how they feel. I mean, we are constituents, we are taxpayers, and we need to ensure that our voices are being heard. And the best way to do that is by getting involved in government, contacting your state legislator, and let them know where you stand on the issue. If you need any help, you can stop by the SGA office. We'll be glad to assist you with contacting you with your state legislator.
Okay, cool. And what can be done maybe to prevent the resurfacing of the bill?
That's something, again, is contacting, continuing to voice your opinion that this is not something that the students support, it's not something the faculty supports, campus security does not support it. So continuing to voice that is really the only way to keep that idea in our legislature's minds.
Right. And I'll just add to that, just reminding our legislators that there are other issues that are more important and more pressing, such as the high, the cost of education is currently on the rise. We need to be addressing issues of that instead of dealing with issues that have already been taken care of themselves. I'm a strong believer that if something's not broke, then why try to fix it? Right?
That is very true. Thank y'all so much for coming in studio today. Y'all really informed us very well.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, of course. The presidential election has ruled the media for weeks, but we've decided to look a little closer at home for the race Georgia District 145's House seat. 5 candidates are in the running, as well as incumbent Rusty Kidd. GC360's Megan Murphy has the story.
Georgia's presidential primary is history, and voters in the Baldwin-Putnam County area can now focus on the race for State House. The contest is shaping up to be a lively one. At least 5 candidates, 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans, have qualified for the District 145 seat, including former Milledgeville Mayor Floyd Griffin and former Eatonton Mayor John Reed. They are hoping to replace the incumbent Rusty Kidd, who will be on the general election ballot in November as an independent.
I'm continuing to try to work on turning a lot of Central State Hospital campus into a war veterans community.
Kidd was one of the chief proponents of consolidation, or combining the governments, of Milledgeville and Baldwin County. Voters last year resoundingly defeated the idea in a referendum, and the issue is looming large again in the House race.
I am a firm believer in home rule, and I think 7% of the voters said no to that, and I think that the voters should be heard.
Currently, the Republican side features Milledgeville business owner Tom Glover and funeral director Ricky Williams. For the Democrats, Baldwin County Board of Education's District 2 Vice Chair Harold Simmons joins Reed and Griffin. That's a crowded field as we head toward the primary election on May 24th.
Beyond the personalities involved, the contest is shaping up as another indication of how voters feel about the idea of combining the city and county governments. Reporting for GC360, I'm Megan Murphy.
Georgia College's provost, Dr. Kelly Brown, has been considered for the presidency of Georgia Southern University, but a university spokeswoman says she is not among the top 3 candidates for the position. Dr. Brown was among the top 5 finalists for the job. She visited the campus and interviewed with the Presidential Search and Screen Committee. According to Dr. Steve Ives, chair of the committee, Dr. Brown said, "It is an honor to be one of the 5 semifinalist candidates for the president of Georgia Southern University." Just ahead, we'll bring in Jai and Veronica. They'll give us the weather update for spring break, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Shoebox. Under the bed.
Where anyone can get to it.
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Welcome back to GC360, guys. We have some spring break news to you now. Veronica, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling great. It's spring break.
I know. Spring has sprung, and I am so excited to go to the beach next week. Where are you going?
I'm going to Myrtle Beach. Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited because we're going to be eating so much funnel cake. You know I love funnel cake.
Oh.
So I'm excited.
Good. So am I. So this week, everyone's going to be spreading far and wide. Georgia College student body is going to be going everywhere.
And this is going to be the most popular spring break slots that the weather, what am I talking about? The weather. Here we go. Hilton Head in South Carolina. On Monday, it's going to be a high of 66 and a low of 45. Tuesday, it's going to be a high of 66, low 49. Wednesday, it's going to be a high 70 and a low 54. And Thursday, it's going to be a high 75 and a low 60. And then Friday, a high 75 of a low 44.
Destin, Florida has always been the hot spot, and that won't change this spring break. Highs for the week are staying between 64 and 78 degrees, with the lowest low being only 51 degrees on Monday night. Perfect temperature for relaxing on the beach without getting burned. Those are the best days, aren't they, Jai?
Yes, they are. I've never been to Destin, though. Another one of our fun destinations is Gulf Shores. Monday will be a little breezy with a low of 44 and a high of 62. And Thursday runs risk of thunderstorms. But with the rest of the week, it will get warmer every day, starting with a high of 69 on Tuesday and building up to a high of 77 on Sunday.
No matter what spring destination you picked, you'll be very warm for the majority of your trip.
and we hope you guys have a great spring break.
After the break, Sam and Angie bring us the latest in sports.
Find out what happened with the Bobcats this week.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to GC360 Sports. I'm Angela Morian.
And I'm Sam Jones. This week we're giving you a recap on Bobcat sports.
So I heard Terrell Harris, our buddy here at GC360, our pal, yeah. He made All-Region in Division II, didn't he?
All-Region in the Southeast. Terrell Harris, another accolade after already winning Peach Belt Conference Player of the Year. We're still waiting on All-American results to come in, but I got a good feeling we're going to see our buddy Terrell
I think he's
right
pretty
at the top of the
confident
list.
too, yeah. So
Absolutely.
baseball played yesterday over
did.
at John Kurtz Field in Milledgeville on West Campus, and they slaughtered pretty much Clark Atlanta 16-3.
Slaughtered is a good word. They just kept running around and around the bases the entire time. 16-3, like you said, Angie, a whole bunch of hits sprayed out all throughout the ballpark. Clark Atlanta never really had a chance.
I think it was 13-2 at the top of the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. I looked at the score. So they are 12-10 on the season, 6-6 in the conference right now. So they're pretty 50-50 average, but they have a lot of promise. We've beaten a lot of nationally ranked teams, so there's that.
They've been playing some good ball here and there. Softball team also playing some good ball yesterday. Went up, I believe, to where did they head?
West Georgia.
West
and
Georgia,
they
that's
split
right.
the
doubleheader. First game was 9-4. Mercer Boyette struggled in that one. Only lasted a third of an inning. Gave up 5 runs in that one. But moving on to the second game of the day, the Bobcat Bats finally woke up. A 9-2 victory for Georgia College. Hannah Coursey, a grand slam for the Bobcats.
Wow. So they are number 8 nationally, and they are 24-6 overall, 3-1 on the season. And you thought West Georgia was in the PBC. You're like, Angie, that needs to change. I'm like, no, West Georgia's not in the PBC. And you're like,
they're in Georgia. They should be in the PBC.
Right? That's kind of what I think. So golf went down to Valdosta on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for the first federal Southeastern Collegiate Tournament. That's a mouthful to say, at Kinderloo Forest. And they were 18th out of 18 teams, so kind of sad for the Bobcats. But senior David Sullivan shot a 1-over for the whole 3 rounds and was 13th on the leaderboard. So he did pretty well for the Bobcats. He shot all 3 rounds in the low 70s. So way to go for him.
Golf going through a little bit of transition right now. They lost Their last head coach, new guy coming in though, Pat Garrett, great guy, is really going to take that team to a good place, I think, Angie.
And he's a Bobcat alumni.
Bobcat alumnus.
Yeah,
and
so
has
that's
done some really
pretty
good things
cool.
himself on the course.
Yeah, so there's a lot of promise for the Bobcat squad out on the course there. So we have tennis. They're playing right now, actually, both the men's and women's teams. And I, going into work on Tuesday, was like, oh, by the way, Concord came down from West Virginia, thought they were playing the men's tennis team, and didn't realize it, so we got a game together right there.
Okay, right then and there.
Yeah, and they played, and thankfully we had an extra game in the schedule, and they played pretty well. It was a good scrimmage for them.
All right, that's just going to about wrap it up for sports this week. Let's take it back to Jess and Cole to see what's next on GC360.
Thanks, Sam and Angie.
What's the drink that packs a punch? This alcoholic drink is dangerous to the college community.
All that and more on this edition of GC360. Stick around, because we'll be right back.
It's good. Homemade noodles. Oh. Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It reminds me, I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one. It's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes in your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think, then? Arm or the butt?
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When's the last time you checked your fire alarm to make sure it's working correctly? House fires cause billions of dollars in damage throughout the country every year, and many of them can be prevented. GC360's Drew Blankenbecker has more about how to keep your home safe.
When is the last time you checked the batteries in your smoke detector? For your safety, as well as your neighbors, it's important to make sure your residence meets fire safety standards. According to the Red Cross, last year home fires accounted for over $7 billion worth of damage. There are a few easy steps you can take to help prevent home fires.
Make sure everybody know about fire safety and how to get out the house. And make sure that kids know not to play with matches because they are dangerous.
Keep an eye on what you fry. Stay in the kitchen when using an open flame. Nearly half of all home fires start in the kitchen. Make sure to check the batteries in your smoke detector once a month and replace them yearly.
You can have a firefighter come to your house and have them check. Make sure everything be safe.
Avoid smoking inside and make sure cigarettes are fully extinguished before leaving them. If you don't think your home meets fire safety standards, visit the Milledgeville Fire Department, located at 201 West Thomas Street. And remember, if you smell smoke, the most important thing is to get out. For GC360, I'm Drew Blankenbeckler.
Hunch Punch. What has been thought of as just a regular fixture at Georgia College parties or any parties at any college, it's recently caused a slew of reports of alcohol poisoning. GC360's Amanda Norris went to find out what Hunch Punch really is and the potential threat it poses on our campus here.
If you're a college student, you've probably heard of Hunch Punch,
But did you know that Hunch Punch could pack a punch that will send you to the hospital? We spoke to Officer Anthony Ultramari to get a clearer understanding of the drink.
I describe it as if you take any of your, most of the time it's made with clear liquors. You know, Everclear is used a lot, vodka, rum, and it's mixed with fruit juice and cut up fruit. Some people put Sprite in it. That's pretty much what it is.
We asked students their opinions on Hunch Punch and why it's the drink of choice.
I think people definitely choose to drink Hunch Punch because it's cheap and they don't have to spend money downtown.
Probably just so they can have bigger parties and everyone seems to have more fun and less ambitions when they are drunk. Yeah.
Fraternity parties. It's not really drank anywhere else because it's like for masses, like mass sorority girls, mass fraternity guys, huge people that want to get drunk.
It's gross and nobody knows what's in it. They might tell you what's in it, but you don't know if it's actually what's in it. It's just a bunch of liquor in some sort of juice.
Students feel that this is a great way to get drunk. However, when drinking Hunch Punch, it is easy to lose track of the amount you're consuming.
They should be aware of how much they're putting in there and try to keep it, to a minimum. The main thing is we don't want, for us in our life, we don't want students out here getting so drunk that they can't walk, they're stumbling into traffic. I mean, these are things that we have to deal with and we see. And the main thing is we always want to be concerned with, the students' safety. It's all moderation, stumbling. I mean, it happens, we see it all the time. Stumbling to the streets, falling down. And we don't want to be the bad people, but we can't let that happen.
While Hunch Punch is popular among students, moderation is key, and people need to be aware of how much alcohol they are consuming. Reporting for GC360, I'm Amanda Norris.
Well, Cole, what are your plans for spring break?
Well, I had plans. Me and my friends were going to go to the beach, Panhandle area, but completely fell through. I need to get some better friends. We need to work on that because I'm now not going anywhere on spring break.
Wow. Well, you know what? Great time to just relax. I'm going to Gulf Shores.
Oh, man.
First spring break ever.
I'm jealous.
It's going to be a fun time.
Oh, yeah, it will, for sure. But, I mean, when you go to somewhere like Gulf Shores, is it crazy? Because I know pretty much everyone is going there specifically. It's like pretty much every Georgia College person is like, oh, yeah, I'm going to Gulf Shores.
I mean, I'd say it's going to be pretty crazy. I don't know. Hopefully.
Oh, hopefully it's crazy?
That's what we want, right?
Oh, I guess spring break. Get a little bit crazy. I don't know. But I guess have fun. But that's it here for us at GC360. If you want to keep up with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I'm Cole Rogers.
And I'm Jessica Vickers. We'll see you again on March 31st on GC360, where news comes full circle.